In 1980, the American hockey team's victory over the Soviet Union offered a stark image of the underdog's appeal. The celebration on the ice marks the exact moment a supposedly invincible favorite finally breaks. These moments occur on the biggest stages today. In 2022, Lionel Messi was forced to stand and watch his team collapse as Saudi Arabia executed a plan that few experts thought possible. Humans are biologically predisposed to root for this outcome. This response is tied to schadenfreude, a psychological satisfaction in seeing a dominant power fall. For many, it validates a sense of social justice when the top dog is finally humbled. Media coverage usually frames these events as Cinderella stories, implying they are unexplainable miracles where a team simply gets lucky for one night. But if you analyze the tracking data and the tactical shifts, the luck disappears. These victories actually result from a replicable 90-minute strategic sequence. Mapping the mechanics of the game reveals a specific set of triggers. An upset is actually a predictable series of tactical decisions that any well-drilled team can learn to employ. A psychological asymmetry begins before kickoff. The heavy favorite enters the pitch burdened by the fear of a national embarrassment. The underdog, meanwhile, operates with the freedom of having zero expectations placed upon them. Senegal's 2002 World Cup squad utilized a cultural concept called teranga, a deep-seated generosity of spirit and communal support, to build their team identity. Coach Bruno Metsu used this philosophy to eliminate internal hierarchies. By fostering radical acceptance, he ensured that every player felt like a vital part of a singular group identity. This unity dictates the team's structural discipline. In the Asian Football Confederation, teams often use this collective focus to neutralize European opponents who rely on the brilliance of individual stars. Before the match even begins, the underdog uses this collective trust to offset the favorite's superior physical talent. In the first half, the goal is survival. The underdog acts as a seawall, absorbing continuous offensive pressure without attempting to control the ball. They employ a low block strategy. This involves sitting deep and playing a deliberately defensive style to frustrate the more talented opponent. This diagram shows spatial compression. By packing 11 players into the lower third, the underdog removes room for the attackers. Blocked from the penalty area, the favorite takes lower probability shots from distance. Their frustration grows with every miss. This defensive discipline allowed Denmark to navigate their way through the 1992 championship, despite the team initially being ranked far below the tournament's giants. Reaching halftime with a level score shifts the entire psychological burden. The favorite is now forced to contend with the growing reality that their talent alone isn't winning the game. The match reaches a critical window between the 60th and 70th minute. This is when the favorite's composure often breaks. This graph correlates the match clock with structural vulnerability. As the clock ticks without a lead, the favorite's discipline spikes downward. Rushing to score, they push their defenders aggressively high, creating massive empty spaces in their own half. The underdog waits for this transition. They launch into that newly created space, using the favorite's momentum to catch them out of position. Japan demonstrated this in 2022 against Germany. They absorbed pressure for an hour, waited for the German line to overcommit, and then used 2 quick breaks to secure a win. The favorite's own impatience provides the opening. By abandoning their structure to chase a goal, they hand the underdog the only tool they need to finish the game. When the final whistle blows, the expected rankings are momentarily ignored. The dominant power is forced to account for a loss that the experts didn't think was possible. In 1966, North Korea entered the World Cup with their Cholima spirit, a philosophy centered on collective, high-speed momentum. Their discipline led to a victory over Italy that won the respect of the local fans in Middlesbrough, England. The underdog's technical ability and manners bridged a massive cultural gap. Senegal's win over France in 2002 carried a similar resonance by defeating a former colonizer on a global stage. They illustrated how a well-drilled squad can directly challenge established power structures. These matches demonstrate that massive budgets and elite status can be neutralized. A group of individuals acting as a single unit can force a different outcome through sheer technical cohesion. The underdog's playbook is captivating because it is replicable. It shows that even the most lopsided matchups can be solved with the right sequence of discipline and timing.